Alrighty, YouTube, it's your boy Zxous, and we're back with another Goddess of Victory Nikke video, and we are here, finally. We're reviewing the JP tier list. Now, we did this for, obviously, the summer stuff, and I think we're only ever going to review JP tier list when it comes to hype, not anytime there's just, like, a regular character. But we have their rankings for A2 and 2B now, I believe, because I just seen them, like, I just seen a picture of A2 and 2B, so I'm assuming they're there. And I've seen Pascal, so we'll take a look at that. We'll see if there's any movements, if I agree, if I don't agree. Obviously, this is just my opinion, right? Don't take it like, oh, if I disagree, then this tier list is wrong, right? I just think, obviously, when I do a tier list, I consider everything. I think that's what it is. So we'll see. But make sure you guys subscribe and like. We're trying our best to get to 7,000 by the end of the month. We want to be 7 for 7. So go ahead, subscribe. Let's try to get another 1,000 this month. 7,000. Let's go. Subscribe right now. Right now. You watching? Yes, you subscribe because your boy is clearly the best entertainer over here. Hey, subscribe. Alrighty. So, okay, I guess is that the rating? To S plus and then A. Okay. So I think they changed it. No, they didn't. I never understand this. I hate how they have S plus or SS and then S plus, because S plus is SS. So, okay, basically SS in this tier list means SSS, triple S. S plus is double S, and then S is regular S, right? That's how you have to see it, because S plus is SS. It makes no sense. Please, someone get the JP tier list to change these down. This makes no sense. SS and S plus is the exact same thing. It makes no sense. I'm sorry, but let's see. Okay, so obviously let's go to these characters, right? So I see that they're in S plus, which is S. If it was to be SSS, this would be SS, which is fine. I think both of them are there. Now for my tier list, I actually have them at the highest tier list at the end, right? Because I said they're either very high, like damn near high, pinnacle, the top of S in my tier list, or very, very low SS. And I think S, very high S, is a good placement for them. And I was thinking, oh, maybe they would rank this in terms of the names. Like, I thought maybe the reason why their placements are like this is because of the quote-unquote names. But apparently it's just ranked accordingly, I guess. I don't know. Maybe they just put them there. I'm not sure. But because I wouldn't say that would basically be this saying Anise is the best SSR 3-star in the game, right? Because Scarlet's all the way out here, Modernity's here, Nora's here, even Alice is here, right? So I don't know. But them being an S plus is definitely not wrong, right? I think that's where most people would have them. I think that is their ideal placements, right? I don't know if I would say they're the best characters in the game. I definitely wouldn't say that if I'm being completely honest with you guys. I know obviously in some situations, in most long fight situations, your 2B invested would hit harder than your Scarlet invested, right? That's just proven already. That's when she's with Masked and you have her skills level 10 and you know you've gotten all 3 burst skills off. That's when she starts to pop off with numbers, right? But realistically, I feel like both A2 and 2D have so much holding them back, right? And the stuff that they give back in terms of like what's holding them back is enough, but not enough for them to be at the top. Because realistically, A2 is literally Scarlet in terms of what they're losing, right? They lose the same thing. They lose HP to get stronger, essentially. And both of them need healers, right? Both of them need healers. The only thing is Scarlet will be strong no matter what. A2 will be strong until you get to 40%, right? Realistically. I mean, technically not, because you can still use her burst skill. You just won't have the charge being the attack bonus. But I feel like the charge ram, the explosion radius is still good enough, right? But I feel like with A2, you have to bring a healer. With 2B, if we're being realistic, you have to run her with Masked, right? And I feel like, especially on 2B's part, like hers, that's why I say A2 is more flexible, because with 2B, you really have to run these specific named characters. A2, I can just bring a healer. That's fine. That's no problem. For me to bring a healer in the game, who do we have? We have Mary, we have Rapunzel, we have Blanc, we have Noise, we have a lot of healers in the game. It's really no trouble for me to bring a healer with her, right? But when it comes to 2B, and it's like, okay, I have to bring mass, right? And I know you guys are like, oh, but there's so many other options. I mean, there are obviously other characters you can use if you don't own mass, but it's like, this is the thing, all right? And maybe you guys might be like, this makes no sense. I don't know, but let's see. Definitely let me know in the comments. With A2, even if I have her best partner, which is Blanc, I can run her with any other hero and she'll do just as fine. Just as fine. She'll do just as fine. I could run her with Blanc and run her with Rapunzel in 2 different teams and I'll get the same results from A2. I can run her with Mary on the same team and I'll get the same results with A2. The thing with 2B is if I'm not running her with mass, I get a massive drop in terms of what she's providing with mass than what she's providing with other characters. And I've really noticed that when I've done like I've done like 50 different comps of 2B with mass, 2B with a different character that has no mask. And if you really see it, any type of attack supporters do not help her, right? Novel is a good case, okay, but only when it comes to bosses, right? Only when it comes to bosses, right? That's a good option, but only when it comes to bosses, right? And I feel like it's not really that crazy because mask is the entire time, right? PvE, right? Progression, whatever. But when it comes to bosses, that's where Novel is that second slot, right? That's when it's fine. But I feel like if you're not running her, if you're not running 2B with Masked in general, you're not getting you're just not seeing the numbers you would love to see, right? If you're running her with Novel, you're not going to see the numbers you want to see unless you're fighting a boss, right? And then I guess that's why 2B is more of just a boss fighter, in my opinion, right? And so there's that. But I feel like A2 out of the 2 is the better pickup. I've said that a lot because she's more flexible, right? I feel like 2B, if you don't have, and not only that, remember 2B is so investment heavy as well. So there's a lot for me personally that I feel like holds her back. Pascal in A tier is actually surprising, because I think at Pascal would be like, I mean, I guess technically, okay, yeah, I guess Pascal, that's like the highest for SR besides N102, and she's just like a free-to-play litter with the attack buff essentially, right? So I guess this is fine. Yeah, I guess it's fine. Maybe A+ I could have put her, or put him, my bad. I could have put him A+, maybe. I don't know. Probably not, realistically. He's an SR at the end of the day, so it's the reality of the situation. But yeah, Pascal, not much love there. They didn't change much. It doesn't seem like. They didn't change much, but yeah, when it comes to these tiers, I think it's fine. I think this is a great placement for them. Right? I think they're either like the lowest of the highest tier, or like the highest of the second highest tier. That's what I've always said for them. But yeah, I do think the problem is with 2B, right? The reason that's holding her, because even though she does, again, in long fights, she hits harder than all these characters in SS. It's true. In long fights, with mass, fully invested, she will hit harder than all these characters in SS. But the thing is, these characters will hit as hard as 2B without all that extra stuff, right? Modernia cooks, Anise cooks. Okay, maybe Anise needs like Privity, and if you don't want Privity, you have to invest into her. But Privity is a free character as well. Master is not, right? And I feel like that is some type of like, that helps out Anise, the fact that Privity is a free character. Because then it's like, you can't complain, because Privity is one of the best supports in the game, if not the best general support in the game, right? This girl benefits everybody on your team. It's not like she's just benefiting Anise, right? Master supporting the 2 attackers, and it depends on what it is, right? But I feel like they're great characters. I think they're meta characters. I think after the collab, we will be using them. If we take a look at where Makima's in S here, and that's probably because of PvP and train, same as Power. Nobody really uses Power though. Nobody uses this character. I'm being so honest. Nobody uses her. Makima people use in PvP. Some people use her in train still for the little Makima Makima strat in train. I feel like that's just outdated at this point. I feel like we've gotten a decent amount of characters that we can actually say quote unquote free train, right? But if you still use Makima, then by all means. But Power, I know nobody uses her. That's just cap. Right? I mean, it's not cap in her tiers, it's just like nobody uses her. But yeah, I think A2 and 2B are fantastic characters. I think the JP tier list is right and fair for their placement. I think out of the 2, if one was to make it into SS, it would definitely be A2 over 2B, just because A2 again is much more flexible. And not only that, she does do damage, right? Does she hit as hard as 2B? Hell no. right? But for example, clearly it's not just damage in SS because Noir is here, right? Noir, like, I don't want to say Noir doesn't do damage, but she's not hitting even close to these characters. Definitely not, right? My Noir is fully overload with her best stats. She doesn't even come close to A2's damage, right? So that's just off of my own experience, right? But I think if one of these two were to make it in SS, it would be A2, just because 2B has so many things that just hold her back. Investment heavy, support reliant. You need, like, it's a handful of characters that make her work. A2, it's just a healer. That's really it, right? In terms of keeping her burst skill up the entire time, then that's when we get into specific healers that can do that. But in terms of her working, you just need a healer. And that's not a problem, realistically, because you start the game off with a healer if you're trying to get A2, right? So I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. Maybe that Pascal take is crazy, right? That you start off with a healer. I don't know. I feel like I need to say it because it is true. You start off with a healer, right? And she does work with any healer realistically. Anybody who can get her above 40%, even if she like can't stay above it, anybody who can get her past 40% after she hits it, that's all you really need. That's it, realistically. So you guys let me know what you think. It's your boy Zxous. As long as you use their burst skill realistically, you are still getting the first skills, which is so important, right? The charge damage and the explosion radius. But you guys let me know what you think of my take. I do think the JP tier list is right. I just hopefully wish, please change this from SS to like just triple S and then SS. Because to have SS and S plus makes no sense. It's the same thing, right? S and then S plus would be 2 S's, right? And then SS plus would be 3 S's, right? That's what I'm assuming, right? I guess it's because of like A minus, then A plus, and then, oh no, A minus, then A plus. I guess that's what they're going with over here, right? But they didn't even, I don't know, bro. But yeah, this is my opinion. You guys let me know what you think. Let me know if you guys agree on my take on A2 and 2B there. But yeah, it's your boy Zxous. I'm out. Peace.